Hello, friends. I hope you know how much we miss seeing you. The staff here at State College Presbyterian Church, oh, how we miss seeing you in worship and fellowship, and the activities that we always enjoy, sharing in the praise of God, sharing God's love with one another, and then taking that love and spreading it far and wide. I know that many of you haven't been to the church building in quite some time, but there's a lot of things going on here, and I want you to know about them. The staff, they come in on a regular basis, working in shifts so that we're not all here at once. But Michelle and Ann, they take care of the church offering, and they count it all up and then post the deposits and pay our bills, because yes, those bills continue. Fortunately, through your generosity, we've been able to pay all of those bills, and we do hope that the gifts of the congregation will continue in these months ahead, these difficult months for many people. And you'll be hearing in just a moment how our social justice and mission team is responding to those many needs around us because of your generosity. Mike will be bringing you that story.
As soon as the quarantine began, we started to think, all right, what does mission look like when we can't be near each other? What does mission look like when we have to stay in our homes? And in response to that, SJMT, which is the social justice and mission team, we began to meet over Zoom on a weekly basis to talk about what we are seeing, what we are feeling, what we are thinking, what God might be doing in this time. And it took a little while of us discussing these things. But slowly a picture started to develop, and largely out of what we saw people crying out for. We knew that we wanted to help with those who were left without a job, who were furloughed or laid off. And so what we did is we took our benevolence funds, and instead of just regularly handing them out to lots of different organizations, we pulled them together and decided we were going to devote it towards individuals in our community and outside of our community who let us know about emergency needs they have. Since that time, we have given around, over $17,500 to individuals. And what we saw is it was mainly to help people stay in their homes. There was rental and there was mortgage needs that people were most worried about. And so whether it was a one-time help or it's been a reoccurring help over weeks as people are waiting for their unemployment checks, many of which haven't showed up yet. That's what we committed to. And we commit to supporting folks with those funds in an ongoing way. And as our committee met, we decided more and more that it feels like housing is what we are being called to, that we want to be a place that not only helps people with housing, but that knows about housing, that is involved in what is going on in our community around housing. We've met with lots of different agencies and their representatives to get a picture of what is going on and what different people are doing. We also organized to meet with the different faith organizations in our community. And just last week, we had this meeting with around 11 different churches, all different denominations, to talk about this is what we're doing, this is what we're seeing, and most importantly, this is how we want to organize together. Lastly, I want to let you know that in the next few months and this year, because SJMT feels a call and a commitment around housing, we want to keep it in front of you. And so you're going to be hearing not just what we're doing, but also what these different organizations are doing, how you can be involved, not just financially, but as giving your time and giving your attention as well. We are going to be a congregation that is missional in this very scary time. And part of that, a big part of that, is we are going to be a congregation that is committed to the idea that housing is a human right. that we are meant by God to have a safe place to call home.
While Mission is doing their work, the Building and Property Committee is sprucing up our facilities. And our church building is now open for small groups and committee meetings. And if your group would like to meet at the church, please just be in touch with Janet Heasley, and she can reserve a room for you and share with you instructions that we have in place to keep everybody safe once you come inside the building. Of course, most of our church business continues to be done online. We have frequent Zoom meetings for various committees, and on every Tuesday we have a small gathering in which we pray for the needs of our church, for our community, and for the world around us. Mike will also tell you about our racial reconciliation team now meeting regularly.
Always making new things spring up is the new movement towards racial equality and racial justice in our country. The Black Lives Matter movement has been this explosion, not just of people being aware of what some people of color experience with law enforcement, but also our willingness to actually participate, to go out in the street, to make our voices known, not just in our Black communities, but in our white communities as well. And as a result, we in our congregation have wanted to be involved. I've seen many of you acting as individuals at some of these events, but our congregation has also pulled together in what we're calling our racial reconciliation group, a group that already existed but has some fresh energy and movement to it, to begin to talk and to think and to learn how we as a worshiping community need to be involved in this.
We also hope that you will join us for many of our educational opportunities, both for children and adults, and Miss Deannine is going to tell you about those now.
What's happening with Christian education while we are not able to be together? Well, I can tell you that behind the scenes, the two education committees are both meeting on Zoom. Education Ministry Unit and Adult Education have both been talking about how we can make sure to be providing options and encouraging one another. There are plans for adult education to continue throughout the summer on many Sundays with either Zoom or YouTube. The Adult Education Committee recently sent out a survey to hear what your thoughts and ideas are, as well as they plan for the fall. We got a great response, so I thank you for those who took the survey. Also, Ned Weatherald, Carrie Rounsville, and I participated in an online Zoom meeting with Logos leaders from around the country. This was a great chance for us to hear what others are planning, what questions other people have, and to feel like we all aren't sure what to do. We will soon be meeting with our own team here so that we can make decisions about what our future with Logos looks like. Summertime for younger members will be enhanced with friends of mine reading books on YouTube each week. I will then send out an email with a link to the YouTube video and activities that can be done at home. That will happen weekly this summer, so look for those emails if you have a preschooler or an elementary age child. We've had 2 so far, and 1 goes out tomorrow. And our Stay and Play preschool is planning on hosting 1 or 2 weeks of summer camp for those who are still interested in attending. This will include play and learning in a safe environment that will be promoting positive practices to minimize risks due to coronavirus. More details will be out soon about these plans. And I am already looking ahead to fall and coming up with ideas for adapting our educational ministry that usually happens on Sunday mornings. One idea is a new curriculum that uses this story Bible as the basis for study. If this is the one we choose, parents will be sent the weekly curriculum, and parents could also buy the story Bible as well to have at home. So as soon as I know more about our upcoming plans, you will know. Miss you a lot. Hope to see you soon.
Our fish group is hoping to have a retreat later in August, and they're working on plans for the fall as well, all subject to change. The same is true of our Presbyterian Student Fellowship. We're all eager to find out how things work once Penn State reopens in the fall. For any and all plans for bringing groups back together, we are following protocols developed by our reopening advisory team, made up of doctors and nurses and health professionals from our congregation who are used to working in environments that demand good procedures to keep people safe. Our advisory team has not given a go-ahead for us to resume worship in the sanctuary. As we all know, some churches have had some real problems spreading the virus by having indoor worship. But we are going to start having worship outside as the weather permits, beginning on July 5th. We'll meet outside the tower entrance, spread widely across the grass and on the sidewalk there. We will lift our hearts in praise of God. If you are unable to join us in this live worship, that's absolutely fine. For the foreseeable future, we will continue to provide our online worship experiences. We'll close now with a little taste of what it takes to put these worship services together. We are so appreciative of the efforts of Carrie Trout and Jerry Sawyer. They are our videographers and technical experts. Thank you, gentlemen, for all that you do. The staff has learned a lot as we have gone through these days, and we hope that you have been lifted up in spirit and in hope through our remote worship. And of course, we do all look forward to a time when we can all be together once again. Bless you now.